On the Newshour tonight, I am joined by Shailesh Gandhi, retired former CIC and well-known RTI activist, T.R. Raghunandan, advisor of the Accountability Initiative, Sanjay Bhoos Reddy, president of the IAS Officers Association. He's joining us from Delhi. TSR Subramaniam, former cabinet secretary. This is on one side. On the other side, the political side tonight, I am joined by Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, Rahul Narvekar of the NCP, Brajesh Kalappa of the Congress Party, Sambit Patra of the BJP. But I'd first like to go across to RTI activist Ganesh Kaundilia, who's joining us from Bengaluru. Ganesh, can you hear me? Good evening. You have said, Ganesh, that DK Ravi was on the verge of revealing more information and taking some more action, which could have cost hundreds of crores to build the lobbies. Can you tell us more about what DK Ravi was working on?
See, we had a conversation on Thursday, last Thursday, wherein he wanted me to work with him, coordinate with him in his effort to recover more tax evasions by more prominent developers. And in that connection, he wanted me to meet him this week, so that he wanted some information regarding several other developers, wherein he wanted to recover the tax evasion amount for the government.
So when was the last conversation that you had with him, Ganesh?
Last Thursday.
And you were going to give him some papers?
4 or 5 days back.
No, so you were going to give him some papers, some more evidence which he could have used to act against some developers in Bengaluru?
Exactly based on my revelations and fight against these house building cooperative societies, there were income tax raids wherein about 475 crores has been recovered by income tax, and there has been also service tax evasions and stamp duty evasions.
Sure.
In the same line, he wanted to find out this commercial tax evasion also.
So there's a land mafia working there, right? Do they work independently or under the patronage of politicians?
See, absolutely there is a collusion by each and every department. All our complaints go absolutely a waste. It is not been inquired into properly. And for example, there is an inquiry ordered for this stamp evasion before 1.5 years, and still there is not a single movement has happened apart from notices being served.
So only notices are served and then there is no action. So the problem happens if an honest officer comes into the system and actually wants to act, because sometimes dishonest officers serve notices because they want bribes in turn. But when an honest officer comes in, he wants to move beyond the next step. You told me that you spoke to him on Thursday. How long was your phone conversation with DK Ravi? How long did you two talk about?
It was hardly, it could be for about 7 to 8 minutes, because we are supposed to meet this week. We have fixed that we are meeting this week and sharing informations and working together towards the recovery.
So you were going to meet him this week?
Yeah, very much.
Because when I spoke to some reporters,
I was supposed to meet him today or tomorrow.
Some reporters told me that last week he was talking about how in 1 or 2 weeks he was going to take the next step and expose many other tax violations. So all of this adds up. He was obviously depending on the information you would give him to maybe take the next step against this mafia.
100%. He wanted the information precisely because he has raided some people for whom, I have papers in connection with the house building cooperative societies which he found out, and he wanted more information to be revealed to him. Subsequent to, there are some income tax raids and service tax raids has already happened. In the same line, he wanted this commercial tax evasion also to be unearthed.
Can you believe the man like this can commit suicide?
Impossible. See, he is a man of valor, bravery, and he was very enthusiastic when he spoke. He was excited. He was looking forward. There was nothing, not even an iota of indication that he will bog down to any pressure. And let me tell you, Mr. Goswami, even if the claims of suicide to be believed, there is nothing called suicide. If he is killed himself, there is an enormous pressure put on him. Even that amounts to murder, and we need the complete truth. And if the government is serious about it, what is the hesitancy for them to give it to CBI?
No, this government actually.
If there is nothing to hide.
Okay, just 1 minute. You see, first of all, I refuse to believe that he committed suicide here. You know, you can kill a person and make it look like suicide. There is no suicide note which has been got in this case. I don't know why both the Home Minister of Karnataka, the Bengaluru Police Commissioner seem to be jumping the gun on suicide. I mean, there is no evidence that it is suicide. If here is a person, from all available accounts, Ganesh, when he speaks to you, he is interested in data, information. If he were to commit suicide, he would not commit suicide without revealing the reasons for his wanting to do so. There is no apparent reason. There is no suicide note here. I mean, if he was a man, young man, determined to take on the system, why would he kill himself without revealing those who were putting pressure on him? This appears to me to be a case.
Absolutely.
You know, how do they say it's prima facie suicide? I can't believe it, Ganesh. I just can't believe it listening to you tonight. That
no. Let me tell you, Goswami, even before the post-mortem or the investigation has begun, not even come to any this thing, even if it's begun, the FIR is filed under sections 174 of CRPC, which indicates that it's suicide, and they have already come to the conclusion of the FIR that it is for the personal reason. How can they come to a conclusion that it is for a personal reason?
You see, the Home Minister,
even before the post-mortem has come in.
That's the Home Minister, by the way, KJ George, who has said that.
Yeah,
that's the Home Minister KJ George who said
to read
that.
In the Assembly.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Mr. Goswami, when he reads that FIR in the Assembly, he says that the daughter, that is K Ravi's wife, goes to her father, the father-in-law of Ravi, on 14/3/2015, and she says that when she made calls, there is no response. Yesterday was 16th. That is the lackluster with which the FIR is prepared. Instead of 16th, they say 14th in the FIR. And how do you believe that this government is going to have an impartial, speedy, genuine inquiry?
Well, I have Mr. Reddi, the police commissioner, on the phone line. I have the police commissioner on the phone line, Mr. Ganesh. Mr. Reddi, are you there?
Yeah.
Mr. Reddi, good evening. Arnab, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Robert.
How did this suicide theory get pushed? I mean, just doesn't make any sense.
Arnab, I have visited the scene of crime and examined it along with the police team as well as the forensic team. The forensic experts have conducted detailed analysis of the scene of crime, the nature of hanging, a number of things, of almost 10 parameters.
Is there a suicide note?
Understanding
is there a, 1 minute, is there a suicide note?
No, there is no suicide note.
Okay, one minute. Second question. My information is that horde of VVIPs went to his apartment, tainting the entire crime scene. Am I right or wrong?
Now, as far as the crime scene is concerned, it is within a one bedroom.
No. 1 minute, Mr. Reddy, the bedroom, the house is on the 9th floor of an apartment block, right? Hundreds of footprints, fingerprints, strands of hair from unwanted visitors present in the apartment. The whole apartment has been, been botched up in terms of acquiring forensic evidence. How do you say that you are sure of the evidence that you have?
Yeah. So you please, please listen to me. The fact is that as far as the room in which, are you there?
I am very much here. Everyone can hear.
So as far as the room in which the actual incident has taken place in terms of hanging, that has been secured. By the time the police went, only the family members were there.
So what makes you, here is an officer, you know that he's taking on the corrupt and the powerful and the builders, and you know that he's a man who was going to expose a lot more in the future. Where have you taken that into perspective?
Yeah, so therefore, just allow me to just complete this part of what I want to say, is that purely based on the scene of crime examination with experts, and
sir, you are repeating yourself. Sir, the fact is,
it was a prima facie case of suicide.
Prima facie you can say whatever. There's no suicide note. As far as I know, the rest of the apartment beyond that one room which you say has been cordoned off, has been botched up in terms of VVIPs just walking in. I don't know how your police allows it. You have jumped the gun by saying there is no room for foul play. All reports are yet to come in. Shailesh Gandhi, you're an RTI activist. Does this add up here? Shailesh Gandhi is a well-known RTI activist. He's a former CIC. I don't understand how you can simply say there is no possibility of foul play. Just a minute. Ganesh wants to say something to you as well. 1 minute. So 1 minute. Ganesh wants to say something to you.
Sir,
before that,
one second.
I want to ask the Commissioner a simple question.
Yeah, go ahead. Ganesh.
I wanted to ask Mr. M N Reddi a simple question.
Yeah, please tell me.
That how is it that, like even before the beginning of investigation by hearsay, you declare and set the tone and tenor of the investigation as suicide?
Exactly.
And how come that FIR has been filed under 174 and not under 174C? Which at least, like what prompted him to commit the suicide?
Okay, so let me answer your question. The fact is that after conducting the initial examination of the scene of crime, I stated that it was a prima facie suicide, but investigation will continue. Because
so now you have second thoughts.
Media persons were asking me, is it a murder?
Mr. Reddi, Mr. Reddi, I'm sorry, you are a very experienced police officer. It is my view that by saying so, you were prejudging the case. You should not have done that. My second point is, Mr. Commissioner, please tell me. I don't know whether you are aware that K Ravi raided a series of establishments, some of which have a link to many senior politicians, ruling party politicians in Karnataka. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, so what I would like to tell you...
Watch it. First of all, I want to ask you, had this officer raided establishments which have links to senior political figures in Karnataka?
Well, the investigation is on about the action he has taken against various people since the time he has taken over.
Okay, let me be very specific. Let me be very specific.
Yeah.
Are you aware of a group called the Embassy Group?
Well, I am aware of the group.
Can you tell me whether the Embassy Group has any business dealings with another company which has links with a ruling party politician in Karnataka?
Well, I mean, Embassy Group, I am aware that they have multiple businesses, and as far as my knowledge goes, the Embassy Group's construction activity is what is one of the groups that has been targeted or raided or identified.
One minute. 1 minute. Good. Now tell me, the Embassy Group. There is an IT Park Embassy Golf Links, which there is a case of alleged encroachment of defense land. Are you aware of that?
Alleged, come again?
The Embassy Group, does it have any tie-up with another group called the Kela Chandra Group?
Yes,
and can you tell me whether any ruling party politician in Karnataka has any stake or shareholding in the Kela Chandra Group?
There could be multiple owners of these groups.
Therefore, suppose it is found today. You see, I'm not linking this to the murder, but what I'm saying is, suppose it is found today that there is a group which has been targeted by this officer, which in turn has a business relationship with another group which is linked to a ruling party politician, then I think the basic question goes, can you trust the Karnataka government? Can you trust the Karnataka? Can you trust the Karnataka government, Mr. Commissioner, with a fair investigation into a case when there are proven links or possible links between?
Sir, you can trust me with the investigation.
Sir, I don't know. It's not a question of your saying you can trust me with the investigation. Because KJ George is the Home Minister. Sir, sir, you may be a fine man, but KJ George is the Home Minister. KJ George says the police have found clues that there is a personal angle involved.
Well, I mean, I can say that to you that the investigation, as it has, of course, we have handed over to the CID.
1 minute, please, let me listen.
But
I missed you in the last part. 1 minute. No, repeat yourself.
Yeah, we have handed over the investigation to CID as of this evening.
Sir.
But before that, when we, till the time we handed over, the information collected proved to a personal angle, which CID will take it forward and take it to the logical conclusion.
How do you come to, you don't look at any other angle. You say, trust me with the investigation. You preempt it saying personal angle. In other words, you are saying that a crusader killed himself, whereas there is Ganesh. Ganesh, do you believe this? Here is a government trying hell-bent on proving that the man killed himself because of personal angle.
No.
I find, Mr. Reddi, this is a disservice. This is a disservice. A dead man cannot speak for himself. What do you think, Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, that's what's going on? This is a classic case of trying to silence the situation.
It's apparent that there is a great enthusiasm to show that this gentleman committed suicide, which is not possible. Prima facie, why did you not talk of murder, Mr. Commissioner? Instead of suicide, is there anything specific that you found there? Did you find a suicide note?
So, if you permit me,
yes, sir.
The nature of the saliva dribbling, the oblique ligature mark, no struggle marks being present, no dust mark on the garments.
Where is the postmortem report? Where is the postmortem report?
Then why do you need a postmortem, sir?
Where is it?
Yeah.
No, where is the postmortem report?
The postmortem report is expected in a couple of days.
No, 1 second, Mr. Reddy. Before the postmortem report goes out, the police commissioner and the home minister come together and prejudge the case in a public forum. How fair is that? Ganesh wants to ask you something as well. No, sir, no. I'm telling you, this whole case, this whole, and you say there's no room for foul play. Basically, you want to close this case. What did you think, Mr. Commissioner? You thought the media would not follow up this case? You think this is being fair on a crusade? Every time an honest officer gives up his life, Mr. Commissioner, you answer one question. Why do you not look at the angle of political and corporate and bureaucratic pressure on this officer? How can you not even look upon it? And
all angles will be looked at.
No, but then before they are looked at, why have you prejudged? Before they are looked at, why have you prejudged? Before they are looked at, why have you prejudged, Mr. Commissioner? Why have you prejudged?
Only based on the scene of crime.
No, but on the scene of the crime, before an investigation happens, you prejudge it, your home minister prejudges it?
No,
I think this is unfair. Mr. Reddy, I'm hanging up on this now. I think this is really unfair. Put yourself today, Mr. Commissioner, put yourself in the shoes of that family of that young officer who has fought the system. No ostensible reason for him dying. Any decent police officer anywhere would have said, let me actually assess the other reasons that could be playing on this man. Suppose I tell you now, Mr. Reddy, that there is a person on my program called Ganesh Kondia. Right? Ganesh says that he had received a phone call from this gentleman, K Ravi, and he was on the verge of giving him information which could have implicated people, leading to hundreds of crores of rupees of tax evasion. Now that's an angle which could be a motive for murdering him.
Right.
That's an angle. That's an angle which could be a motive for murder. Do you agree with me or not?
I totally agree.
Then
with you.
why did you not look?
It should be investigated.
But you already judged the case, Ganesh.
No, I have not judged because the media are asking me. I said prima facie.
Sir, you must understand this, Mr. Reddy. It is in the interest of the political class in your state to silence this case. It is in the interests of the political class. The political class in Karnataka wants to silence this case. Remember this, Mr. Reddy. You too are a bureaucrat, a police officer. You've gone through the system. You here have a young officer here. You know his background. In the last 1 year, he did so much good work in Kolar that the politicians could not stand him, and they actually forced him to go out. Today, people in Kolar I have not seen have come out in public protest. Here is a 35, 36-year-old officer who was kicked out of Kolar for the good work that he did. He was on the verge of breaking something big. You cannot just prejudge the case, and I'm telling you, Mr. Reddy, the politicians, the politicians, yes, Mr. Ganesh, you can go. The politicians, Mr. Reddy, will be very happy if you close the case. But people won't.
It is a criminal investigation department. I'm sure they will take all the action.
No, sir, they will take the action now. Let me also see, Mr. Reddy, how many politicians and bureaucrats and policemen, gang up in this case. We'll put our evidence against yours. I hope you'll consider it. No, Shailesh Gandhi, T.R. Raghunandan, let's open up the debate. What's going on here, Brajesh Kalappa? Would you like to explain?
Yeah, Arnab, first of all, I must point out that...
Yeah.
First of all, Arnab, I must point out that insofar as what you said about the embassy group and the allegations made, these were part of a tweet which a right-wing journalist had put out.
I am asking a question.
I have spoken to the Home Minister. Legal action will be initiated against both these persons who tweeted these, because this is a prima facie lie. This is something which cannot be sustained. It's a falsehood. And the Home Minister of Karnataka is going to initiate legal action against both those persons who have tweeted that he had anything to do.
Rather than expressing his condolences for the death of Mr. Ravi, here is we have the spokesperson of Congress trying to arrest a person who has tweeted something. First, you should be expressing condolence for the person who has left us today, a young, budding, talented officer who was trying to take on people who are corrupt. rather than expressing your condolence.
I'm sorry, Sambit, because if I hurt you, if I hurt you because a right-wing journalist,
you want to arrest people who tweeted something.
On creating
you don't
mischief,
want to arrest the
is hell-bent on creating mischief, and you think that supposing there's a right-wing journalist who wants to create mischief,
this is absolutely
and he wants to show the entire Congress party as being part of some massive conspiracy.
Your opening statement is the government will arrest those who have tweeted.
But I must
you should have opened the statement by saying that justice would be done for those who are responsible for the death of Mr. K Ravi.
I'm sorry.
This should have been your opening statement.
I'm sorry to be hurting you. But I must point out.
Why are you hurting me? Every Indian is hurt.
The case was handed over to the CBI.
Every Indian is hurt, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, by your insensibility. Your insensibility hurts every single Indian today.
That case is lying in the cold storage.
Okay, 1 second, please. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Will you please, Brajesh, for God's sake, 1 minute. For 1 minute, just 1 minute. Please understand this. An honest officer dies. You call the case one of suicide. The Bengaluru Police Commissioner, before any reports come out, rules out foul play. The Home Minister says it's a case of suicide. Everyone jumps the gun. You know the background of this person, Brajesh Kalappa. What are you complaining about? Okay, Embassy Group. I've heard enough about the Embassy Group. This man also targeted Rajesh Exports, Shubh Jewellers, RMZ Institutions, Prestige Group, Mantri Developers. He had targeted a lot of people. He had prepared.
And they're all close to the BJP.
1 minute, please let me complete.
You know that Rajesh Exports is close to the BJP.
He had what? Who's close to the BJP? Who?
Rajesh Exports is close to the BJP. Are you aware of that?
Well, thank you for telling me now. They tell me that they are not close to the BJP. We know how many political groups and political parties and business houses operate. But is that the issue?
I think we are deviating from the point by discussing which builder is close to which party.
I am not, on this issue of which builder is close to which politician. Let me first say, no, 1 second, Gaurav. I'm not interested which builder is grouped to which. I am not saying this builder is close to this politician. I'm not saying Embassy Group. No, 1 minute. Embassy Group is close to this politician, or I'm not saying Rajesh Exports is close to this politician. But what I am saying generally is that there is a general view that builders and politicians are close, and that it is damn difficult. It is damn difficult for an honest officer to take on the system. We all know it. After all, Mr. Subramaniam, what is the background of this man, K Ravi, 35-year-old officer, kicked out of Kolar? What was his fault? He did so much good work. He cracked down on the sand mafia. He stopped the encroachment on government lands. He fought for the citizen. And what did they do? Just a couple of months back, the Congress government threw him out of Kolar. They should have encouraged him to do more work. They should have given him an award. They punished him.
I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry you don't have the facts.
Again, Brajesh Kalappa.
I'm sorry you don't have the facts.
I have the facts with me. What you don't have the
please,
facts.
I have to interrupt you.
I have the facts with me. What facts do you have?
I have to interrupt you.
Well, I'll tell you.
Because you don't know what you're
speaking. Every time I put on
your reporters are not doing a
you realize what it is. The 36. Another officer dies.
Of course I have to stop you.
Then let me tell you the fact. Then you stop me. K Ravi was Deputy Commissioner of Kolar. He won hard.
I will tell you the facts.
I'll tell you the facts.
And then you can tell me.
Why are you being so unnecessarily aggressive now?
No, I will tell you the facts.
Don't show me your temper, Mr. Brajesh Kalappa.
Please listen to me.
He worked.
See, I know you're the big brain. I know you're the big brain of everything. But please listen to me for some time.
Mr. Kalappa,
facts are like this.
Mr. Kalappa, I don't understand what you mean by calling me a big brain. I'm just asking a few facts here tonight.
Our Honorable Chief Minister picked him up from Kolar and brought him to his own department, which is the Department of Finance, which the Chief Minister of Karnataka
don't talk rubbish.
Why would he pick up somebody?
Don't talk rubbish.
He's a bad guy.
Don't talk rubbish.
Somebody who's a gem.
Thousands, please.
No, you are talking rubbish.
No, thousands.
You are talking rubbish.
Thousands of people.
No, you see, you have
thousands of hatred. I'll tell you the facts now, Brajesh Kalappa.
And you will continue to talk rubbish.
Yes, I will say so because case after case after case after case, case after case after case, young officers are dying in this country. Don't you get it? And TSR Subramaniam will come in. Before that, I'll place a fact. And Brajesh Kalappa, you will not interrupt me this time. He was thrown out of Kolar. He could not complete his work. Thousands of people had actually on the 5th of November stormed the Deputy Commissioner's office saying, let this man continue his work. People of Kolar had protested the transfer. They were begging the government that he should be allowed to continue his work for some time. TSR Subramaniam, the truth is uncomfortable, face it.
Arnab, October 1913 Supreme Court order is very, very clear.
The truth is uncomfortable to you.
No, please keep quiet now. You've said enough. October 13 Supreme Court order is quite clear. It says that minimum 2 years tenure, unless for reasons to be recorded, a person cannot be transferred. Prima facie, there is no contempt of the court. He has been thrown out of a 2-year tenure in contempt of Supreme Court orders. It is number one. Number two, there is so much of stench in this matter. Whatever be the inquiry, and we know what state CIDs are all over India.
Oh, yes, we
know it thoroughly, completely. We know it completely. Do you know a single case which state CIDs have cracked all over India? Unless it's extremely important to know that that we are not unless we find a suicide note. Nobody can convince me.
I have never never seen a case like this. I have never seen. First of all, Mr. Subramaniam, what is very strange is straight away Bengaluru Police Commissioner goes to the spot.
Commissioner and Chief Minister.
Yeah, first of all,
Chief Minister no telling the doctors. Chief Minister no telling the doctors what to write there.
So the
writing the forensic
team. So the commissioner takes over the case, lands up there like the investigating officer.
Chief Minister telling the forensic team. Probably all evidence has been destroyed by burning.
Exactly.
That's what has happened now.
Exactly. Destroy the evidence.
What has happened now.
Take over the case. Put the pressure. Please the bosses. Gaurav Bhatia wants to come in. Yes, Gaurav Bhatia.
Gone now. The evidence is gone.
Yeah. Destroy the evidence. Yeah.
Arnab, I think it is very clear that there is something foul in this entire case. The commissioner coming out and repeating continuously that prima facie it looks that it's a case of suicide. Then the Home Minister saying that. In fact, it would have been proper had they said that at this stage we would not be commenting since the investigation is on. And look at the double standard of the Commissioner. When you asked him about the link between the builders and the politicians, even though the investigation is on, he did not even say prima facie there is a link.
Yeah.
He was quiet then. An investigation is a stage after the registration of FIR. So when it comes to this honest IAS officer, they want to jump to conclusions. But when it comes to the nexus between the politicians and the builder, even after the investigation is over, they do not wish to dwell the details.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, secondly, they say that CID has been handed over the investigation. CID is another wing of the state government, and there would be no impartial investigation. I think a free and impartial investigation can only take place if there is a special investigating team that is constituted either by the High Court or the Supreme Court, and the state government should not handle this investigation. And thirdly, there is a very strong conspiracy angle here, and this conspiracy angle has not even been touched by the Commissioner. I think he has given it away when he doesn't even wait for the post-mortem report.
Exactly.
And he says that it looks that it's a case of suicide, and that is why all fingers are pointing towards the Home Minister and the Commissioner of Police. I think he is faulted big time, and it is high time now that an independent probe should be ordered.
Exactly. I don't know why when facts are presented in that manner, Brajesh Kalappa does not find the interest in responding, because he knows his facts are weak. Now we also know.
Let me tell you this, Arnab.
We also know.
Insofar as the CBI inquiry is concerned, the state government doesn't have a closed mind. The state government doesn't have a closed mind. The
then hand it over, Mr. Raghunandan. No, Mr. Raghunandan, what do you think? No, Mr. Raghunandan. No, Mr. Raghunandan, then hand it over. 1 second. 1 second, then hand it over.
I don't. Why don't you do it immediately?
I will tell you why we are not doing it.
Why don't you want to do it? The truth will come out.
I will tell you why we are not doing it.
Because the builder politician nexus.
As an advocate, you tell me, was it proper for the Commissioner to say that prima facie this is a case of suicide? Was it proper for the Commissioner and the Home Minister to say that even when the post-mortem report is awaited?
No,
one second. No, Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh, 1 minute. Brajesh Kalappa, 1 minute. First of all, no, Brajesh Kalappa.
Police officers you have in
Brajesh Kalappa, 1 minute, please. You heard that silly reply of the commissioner.
And the Home Minister.
No, one second. Shambit, 1 minute. Shambit, listen here. Shambit, listen. The commissioner is one second.
It's not
Rajesh
nice,
Kalappa, listen,
it's not
please.
nice when the police commissioner is not on air to say he's a silly man. You should have said it when he was on air.
Mr. Kalappa,
you should have said it when he was on air.
It's a silly argument.
He's gone away. Then you want to say he's a silly man.
Mr. Kalappa, I have said silly.
No, but
I have said silly argument. I will say once again. I will say once again, it's a silly argument. Now, what I'm saying here is, you are a police commissioner. You're not some Sherlock Holmes that you land on the spot. You're not some. The first thing you ask yourself is, where could there be a motive for murder? We present to the police commissioner an obvious motive for murder on the news.